Hey everybody, it's me again. I am doing one last video. I didn't even want to do this video, but I kind of have to because I'm so excited to show you. I did it. I finally got a parametric model that can adjust for every size phone. It has a wide range. You can do cases, and it's very easy to change. You don't have to do a whole bunch of little finicky things. And I kept that 3mm border that everybody wants from Scott's original model. So I'm going to just jump into it. I'm going to act like you haven't seen any of my other videos. Feel free to jump around if I'm being repetitive, but I'm going to act like this is a brand new video for everybody to see. So you're going to go to the Maker World page and you're going to download. So you're going to click the down arrow and open the STL-CAD files. If you hit download all, you will get all these files and you don't need them. But at the very top when you open this up, there will be a master file. Right now, in this example, I have these, but these will all be replaced by this one file. So whenever you open it, it'll be at the top. It'll say Fusion 360 AutoCAD, and it'll have True Parametric in it. And if you hover over it, you'll see the extension is F3D, and that's what you want. So you just click download and download into your computer. I'm going to walk through it with you like I just opened a file too, and that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to pull this open, and in Fusion 360, you need to make sure the settings, I think I went over this, but I'm going to go over it again. Visual style, shaded with visible edges only. Environment, you'll probably come into a photo booth, but I like the River Rubicon more. Just it's easier on my eyes, I think. And then in the effects, this is all the fun stuff that makes your model look cool. I take this all off because my computer is old as heck and it can't handle these effects. And then for camera, this is important. You'll want to change it to orthographic. So that way you can have a more accurate view and it won't be perspectively or skewed in any way. So this is what you should have when you open it up. You might have a browser over here on the side panel of different files and stuff like that. You can see the 500 docs that I have tried to make. So I'm going to go to File and I'm going to open, or you could do Upload. Either one works. And I'm going to open from my computer. I put this in this folder, but you can probably be in your downloads or wherever you pulled it, wherever you saved it. So you're going to hit Open. And this is what you should open up to. Right here, you've got your phone dock, you've got your clicker, and you also have the test slice that I made. This test slice is dynamic, so whatever you do to this dock, it will change the test slice. And then that's what, if you want to, and I would highly recommend it, you can print the test and see if it works. And then that way, if it doesn't work, you can go back and change it without having to use a whole bunch of filament. So for this model, all you really need is your phone length and your width at the minimum. So you're going to go over here, and you're going to go to Modify, and you're going to click, and you're going to go down to Change Parameters. So these are the parameters you can change. There are a couple in here. I have notes for all of them, and they all have to be one word. That's why they're run on words here that are hard to read. And the notes are on the right to try to help you a little bit. The formula ones, I say formula, it's not that hard, but they're things that I made to make the model parametric, and you don't need to adjust those. You can if you want, but it might break it. Might not. I don't know. If you go to the iPhone model dimensions page that I made on the Google Sheet, you can use this if you are using an iPhone and you don't have a case and you just want to, make your iPhone. This is what you should use. If not, you can definitely use your own measurements. But if you use mine, make sure that you are on the page and you go to the gold columns. So the green is like the actual measurements from Apple, and then the gold are the ones where I've added clearance. If you use your own phone or your own case, measure it in millimeters and then add clearance. 0.4 to each side seems to work really well. 0.3 is what a lot of people do, I think, to get a little bit of tighter fit. If you know your printer and you know your clearances, then you should definitely do whatever you normally do to add that clearance. Clearance and tolerance, I keep messing that up, so I'm sorry. But anyway, you're going to use the phone length and width first. So I actually have this set up. It is on, if you see phone length, they're not in order, unfortunately. 132.30. This is actually the smallest iPhone. So we have it on 132.30, and that would be the iPhone 12 mini, I think, or the 13 mini. Either way, it's those. So just to show off my model and to show you how excited I am going to go to the biggest phone that there is right now, which is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So going back to my parameters, I'm just going to left click once into the expression area, and it will highlight it and you can edit it. I can't remember numbers for very long, so 163.83, I'm going to type back over, and I just click once to be able to edit again. 163.83, and if you can see it, oh, I hope I can see it, show you. When you click off or tab or hit enter, you'll see it change. I'm so excited. That's that moment right there that it didn't just break and everything go red over here. Is I'm just so proud. If you've been there, you've been there. So that is the link. We got that in. If you have this automatic compute clicked, you will see it change in the background. If you don't, you won't see any of the changes until you hit enter or hit OK. Okay, so now we're gonna do the width. So 7928 for the width, and we're gonna go phone width and 7928. And maybe you'll be able to see it. I'm going to tab over. Yay! So happy. It makes me so happy. So that is the two main things. But if you also want to go farther, you could do your phone corner radius. The numbers that I have in here, Apple has a whole thing with their radiuses and fillets, and I'll post a video of somebody else's YouTube video that was really cool and explains this, and it's neat if you're into that kind of thing to find out why these are all weird. But basically, I put what I could from the product spec sheets that I got online, and just start with those if you don't know where to start. It seems like Apple is generally like 10 to 13 for the radius millimeters. The measurement is actually interesting. You go from like where the corner starts to where I don't know. I can explain it later. There's notes on the Maker World, and I'm not gonna go on. But start with this, and then I will show you how you can adjust it visually. So you don't have to be locked into this. You can change this. So 1375, you can change all this for the phone corner radius. So this one right now is 10. Oh, no. Oh, Fusion. Ugh, sorry. Okay, I'm back. So, phone corner radius. Click there. And 1375. Let's see if it lets us do it this time. And then tab over. And yeah, and just change it. I don't know if you can see it. If you mess up and you've like funked something up that's not supposed to be messed up, you can just hit this and it'll refresh to what it was before. So don't get too scared. And just hit OK. So yeah, there you go. We got the phone radius, and now we got the length, and we got the width. So I'm going to show you those ones for now, and then I'll show you one other thing after that that you can adjust further, but really you don't need much more than that. If you need to adjust the radius, what you can do, right now, it's almost perfect size for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and again, I just want to reiterate that this is kind of amazing because, oh my gosh, it's been so hard to get this right and to get those 3mm borders for everybody. The one thing that you will have to change, and the one thing I was not able to get parametric, is the stupid clicker. I tried really hard, but I couldn't get it. So you are going to either have to raise it or lower it. All you need to do is just click up here in the Modify tab. You'll go to Press Pull. Click it once with the left button, and you'll see a little toolbar come over here showing you what tool you're using. And all you want is the top face of that clicker. So whenever you're hovering, you'll see it glow, and that's what you're going to choose. And then just left click when you're on it. So left click once, and it selects it. So there is an arrow, and you can actually pull and visibly see it pull. My computer hates that, and also you'll do increment jumps. You won't be able to do one at a time. So get it close, and then you can change it or just do numbers all together. So here's the box where you can put in the number, and then the same thing is over here. This is just a little bit easier. It's closer. So let's say that's 5. See what 6 happens. So as soon as you type it, it'll automatically change to it. I'm going to scroll in a little bit so you can see. Scott's original model was actually 0.8 lower, the clicker was. Once you start changing it, even just a little bit, then you can snap. So if you click on the left click, you see how I'm hovering? I'm not clicking yet. It's a snap. So just click once, and it will snap to the same height as the rest of it. So now I know it's 6.4, and then let's say I want to do like basically 0.8, so we could do, I can't do math, I'm so sorry. This is embarrassing. Let's say 5.5. Let's just see what it looks like. So 5.5? 5, yeah. That's probably 5.8. Yeah, I'm good with that. I think it's great. Once you got what you want, you can hit enter, or you can hit OK, and that'll lock it in. If you get into any situation in Fusion 360 and it airs out like crazy and you don't know what the heck is happening and you're freaking out, like it happens a lot, it'll just air out and Fusion does something like this. Like you've selected way too many things, and there's an easy way to get out of this. But honestly, the best way, if you're not used to Fusion 360 and you don't want to have to learn all this, just hit escape. Just hit it once and it'll clear you out. You'll be back to good. What we are doing is literally going back in time on the timeline. These are all the different things I've done to the model. It says a walkthrough of everything that I've done, and I pulled out the radius just for you. So that is where we're going to go for the radius. But for this, if you have to do the clicker at the end, it's going to be right here at the end. So if you need to go back now, let's say you lowered it too much. You don't have to do it again and try to get back to where you were. All you have to do is come down here, left click once to choose the event, right click, and click Edit Feature. You do that, and you're back to where you were. So this is exactly what just happened. It's like you went back in time, and now you can do the number again. I could put 0 and move back to where we were. And if you want to, you can do that, but it would just be easier just to right click down here and delete it. But yeah, so now I'm going to do 5.6, and there you go. And I'm going to hit OK or hit enter and lock that in. If you decide that you didn't want to do something and it's on the timeline now, just left click, right click. I don't even know if you need left click, and then hit delete and just delete it. You can always go back. There's undo. It's definitely easy to go backwards in time, and there's also I really like how Fusion 360 is very forgiving in some ways, and evil in other ways. So there's that. And then to show you how to adjust the radiuses, if you need to adjust that, that does seem to be the thing that gets most of us, is you toggle over here to your browser, and these are all the parts of your phone, your dock stand, and I have created 2 phones for you. So the basic iPhone block, this is just a basic block. This is actually what we are using back in time to make this whole thing to be exactly the size of your phone. And then I also made a fancy phone. So if you click the eyeball to hide it, and click the eye to show the fancy phone. So this is the fancy phone. I don't know why I was just like, I want to do this. So I made an iPhone that changes with you. Whenever you change the sizes, this iPhone will change. And if you can see, I'm going to hide the body just so you can see. I just put like buttons on it and just made it try to look like a little bit more like an iPhone. And this will hopefully help you visualize it, because if you actually use this dock with an iPhone that doesn't have a case, you're going to have to be able to see through it. There's going to be little gaps where the buttons are, and I thought it would just be a nice way for you to be able to see what your phone will actually look like. I've created these named views for you, so if you click over here, and you'll have these normal ones, but then there is corner radius check view. Just left click once, and it will take you right to where you are straight on looking at the phone. If you are going to adjust this, I would say use that one. I also have the vertical view check, so you can check it vertically as well. But left clicking will get you there. If you need to navigate around Fusion 360, just use the cube. Left click and drag. You can move the cube. If you ever get really lost and you're looking at something completely backwards and you don't know how to get back to where you were, just hit the home button. So if you hover over the cube for a second, there will be a little house. Left click it once and it'll take you to home. I'm moving around with the scroll wheel. I'm holding down a shift key and also holding down the middle roll key to just move around. You don't really need to learn all this, but that's just some of the ways you can navigate. So let's say the radius is wrong. You're going to go down here in the timeline, and this is the one I pulled out for you. You're going to left click, right click, and then hit edit feature. So now you've gone back in time, and I'm sorry, I made it gold because I'm extra like that. And you can see this is a fillet that we added. So when you're back here, you might be off your view again. I would go back to the view, so left click once, and you'll be back in view so you can see it. You can take this arrow and actually drag it and just adjust it to your phone. And if you're adjusting this part, I would honestly just take your phone and put it up against the computer screen and just look at it. Like literally eyeball it and try to see what's close to it, because as long as you get close, it's pretty good. We also have that test slice, so if you can try it, and if the radius is off and it bothers you, you can go back and just do this again. So whatever you end up doing here, if you do edit this, you'll want to remember the number that you used. So let's say now I feel like this is more like my phone. And then now I'm just going to hit OK, and it locked it in. So it's going to go through. It takes a second because what we did was we went back in time, and now it has to go all the way back through, and it has to evaluate all that. But you will see that your upper radius, your corner is going to be messed up. So that's where that number is important. So just like before, if you want to go back, let's say you don't remember that number, you're going to left click again, and you can go right back into that timeline and go back to that feature. And you will see the number here, and you'll see the number over here, and you use 7.5 is what you ended up on. I'm not going to do anything on this one, so I'm going to hit escape, and that will take me back to where I was. And then I am going to go to my parameters. And I'm so sorry. I can't remember numbers for very long. I don't know what that is about me. It's horrible. But okay, 7.5. Okay. Cancel, exit, whatever. And I'm going to go to modify, change parameters, 7.5. I can remember this. And I'm going to go back to that phone corner radius, and we're going to put that in instead. So 7.5 is the new number. And you'll see it change. So there you go. Now your border is back to good, and everything's back to normal. It looks great. I'm going to show you a couple bonus things that you can do with this if you take the fancy phone out, so you can see. Go to modify. There are a few more parameters for you if you want to adjust it further. I have also done the phone thickness. The depth for Scott's models, he used 9. 9mm seems to work for everybody. If you go back into the sheet, you can see most iPhones are like 7, 8, none of them actually hit 9. So I gave him, what you can do is if you actually have the exact number, just go in and change it. So let's see, your phone thickness and depth, versus where I couldn't decide if I want to say thickness or depth. Let's say this phone, iPhone 16 Pro Max, we're going to do the real thickness, so 8.65. You don't have to have any clearance on this. And you do have to have clearance. Oh, weird. Oh, I did include clearance. Oh, sorry. I did include clearance on this. But anyway, going back over here, you're going to put 8, let's see. See, I can't remember numbers for very long. 8.65, sorry. So let's do phone thickness depth is 8.65. I meant to do that exact number, so maybe I'll change that since I am adding clearance in there. What I did is I made a formula so that it adds 1 millimeter. So what ends up being is 9.65. It's that 1 extra millimeter. I guess since I did a little bit of clearance, it's a little bit extra, but honestly, I think maybe I'll change it to 0.5, if anything, where it adds a half, because I think 1 millimeter is a good amount to have so that your phone is still flush, it looks nice, but it's also not falling out. That's obviously not what you want. So I'm going to change that to half, so then it'll still be, end up being adding 1 millimeter. So put in your phone's true, your phone's thickness or your case thickness, and then you'll see the formula will add a millimeter, and then if you feel like it needs more than that, then you can add the clearance to that. Sorry about that. And then I was going to show you one more thing, is the parameters that you can also change besides the thickness. You can also change the MagSafe. So MagSafe, there are 2 sizes. I put notes here for you. Apparently, we didn't know this. I don't think Scott knew this, but there's 2 different Apple MagSafe chargers out there, and these are the 2 measurements. So 55.5, 55.9. We have been doing, with the clearance, 56.35. That's what Scott had. That's what I've been doing with my newer models, and it seems to work for most people. I have heard people say that it's falling out, so you could either try to change it here and just, do a different amount that you think is best. You can measure your own MagSafe and see what you have, but you still need to make sure you add clearance, and since it's a circle, you still need to add like double the clearance because you're going on both sides. And then the thickness, it's also different. Apple recommends no clearance for this. So it says that the white padding should basically be out, protruding a little bit. So the 2 actual sizes of that is 4.37 and 5.3. And again, you can change that here. So right now it's at 5.3 and it's at 56.35, which is, I think, for the 55.9, which is what we were going for now. So if you change it, let's say you're going to do 55.9, you might see it change in the background here. Yep, there you go. And then let's say we're going to the small one, so 4.37, and tab over. Again, you can just hit enter too. And that was interesting because it looked like it got bigger actually, but hit OK. And if you want to just check it, we can click the circle and see. This is the circle face. We'll see what this is. So if you click on anything and highlight it blue, in the bottom corner, it will give you the measurement. So this is 27.95. Oh gosh, you're gonna see me trying to do math. 27.95 times 2. What is that? I have no idea. Okay, 27.95 times 2. Yeah, 55.9. So yeah, we got it. That's good. And then the depth, again, you could click once. So this is the top face. The blue is whatever you've chosen. Hold down your shift key and then click the next thing you want to see. And it will show you the minimum distance, which is 4.37. Which I'm thinking is not what we wanted to change parameters. Let's check that. 4.3. Oh, it is. Okay, 4.37. Yeah. Oh gosh, sorry. I've tried to video this like 5 times now, so I'm kind of starting to lose it a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna leave it there. I like that, and then you can change it as you wish. I honestly, on my docks, I have some fallout and some of them don't, depending on what you did. I did a whole dock in silk filament, and it is all loosey-goosey, so it's just up to you. It just seems to be up to your phone clearance, and then also your MagSafe. There are people who were showing that they use TPU and made basically like a cup, and then just stuck the MagSafe in it to like squeeze it and basically wedge it in, which I thought was a great idea. I haven't done it yet myself. On Scott's, he has started the pre-orders for the printed docks, and he actually is showing himself on one of the shorts on YouTube using 3M tape. I know that's not really desirable because you might want to not have your charger stuck in there forever or have to tear it away, but that's an idea too. I want to show you a couple more things, and then I'll end the video with how to export this for 3D printing, and then also my emotional rambling. I'm going to try to hold that all to the end, so that I'll say that at the end too, so you can skip past that if you want. I want to show you this though. people were talking about not wanting the other charger, and because of the Apple Watch not charging very well, or the Apple Watch charger not very well, I made one with a drawer. Ah. And I know it doesn't actually turn out like this. I get crazy with the coloring. I don't know why. It's just fun. But I know you can't 3D print it like this, but it's fun. But yeah, this is a drawer. So I took out the cavity of the charger and the base, and then I made a drawer. And what's cool is that I'm gonna upload this model as another remix, just because I am now up to 112 files on the other model. So I'm really getting turned around, and this is kind of different. So I'm going to put this up online as well, and this is the exact same thing. So if you see down here in the timeline, I'm going to do the exact same thing because Scott shared his files, you know, I'm trying to do the same thing for you guys. You will get the same file, and you can adjust it, and it will adjust with you, and the drawer will adjust with you too, which is pretty cool. And I'll just show you real quick with the drawer pointing out. Let's see here. Pull that out. Yeah, and there you go. I made a drawer. And I did the angles, so it will say that this is a tiny overhang. It works. It's fine. I did the 45-degree angle. You'll still print the dock on its back. Look at my notes on Maker World if you want to see how to print. But basically, Scott had them printing standing up. And then that's basically it. I'm hopping around, sorry. I want to show you, though, I did upload this recently. I made a snap-on Apple Watch charger attachment that goes on to people's docks that have already made their docks and already used a lot of filament. If your Apple Watch charger is not working, I made this where it actually slides into the back and sits on top, and you can have an attachment basically. So that's a solution too. It's on there. It's on Maker World. You're welcome to use it. I would love to hear if it works out for people. I tried really hard to make it user-friendly, print nicely, and hopefully it's good. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and export, and I'll show you how to export for 3D printing. You are going to click File, and you're going to hit 3D Print. There is another way to do this, but this is the easiest way for me, and it's always worked fastest. You're going to do one at a time. So clicking, like, let's say you just want to do the test first. You're going to click that, and it's going to turn blue. I'm just left clicking, and then you can select your format. So 3MF or STLs, whatever you use. I heard 3MF is better. I am very new to this. I'm new to 3D printing, so 3MF is what I've been dealing with. And then the refinement settings, actually, you can change this. It comes in as medium. You can go ahead and put it at high. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference because we're not like machining precision instruments or anything. It's supposed to be helping you make sure that the measurements are all right. But you might as well, it takes a few extra seconds, and you just hit OK when you're ready. And that is the test slice. So whenever you go here, it's going to do save as, and it'll do the name of the body that is already there. And then this is where you can save it to cloud if you want. Or you can just go down here and, well, I would save it to cloud just for the heck of it because Fusion 360's cloud services system is pretty cool. But otherwise, to slice it, go ahead and check save to printer or save to my computer and put it wherever you need it to be able to print it. And you hit OK. And then you'll need to do this for every single one. So like after you hit save, you'll be back to here like this. You just go back to it and do it again. Or you can right click and do it here because it saves your last move. So 3D print one more time, and then you're going to click the body, and you're going to do the same thing, and it should save your settings, so it should be a little bit faster. You can hit go, save it, it's already checked, and you're good to go. And then you'll need to do the clicker. Don't forget the clicker. Again, I can just right click and hit 3D print. And whenever you hover, again, it's like highlighting what you're going to select. So I'm just hovering, and then when I'm on it, I'm going to left click, turn it blue, then I know I'm at. And then I know what I have, and then I can go ahead and hit OK, and it'll take me to save again. And this, like before, if you click too many things, or if it's a big mess, just hit escape. Like, just keep hitting escape, and then Control Z, whatever you need to do, and just get back to where you were. And yeah, so, and then if you were doing this model, obviously, you would do the drawer. So yeah, that is it. I am hoping to God that I am done with this. I have had a blast with this project, but I have also about gone crazy with this project. I wanted to do this, though, because I was just like, I hated that people still had to finick it, like, mess with the model still, and had to do more to it. And I also hated that some people weren't getting that 3mm rotor. So I just wanted to get back and say thank you guys so much. I am brand new to 3D printing and modeling and all this stuff. This was a project that I just took on for the heck of it because I just wanted to try it. I saw Scott's video. I love his stuff, and I was like, oh, it's beautiful. And then when I opened it up and it didn't work quite how I thought it would, I started messing with it and I couldn't stop. So this has been a big whirlwind surprise. It's been fun, and thanks to you guys. I didn't know. I just joined Maker World. I've never been in it before. I didn't know about boosting or anything like that. But thanks to everybody's boosting, I actually got my first bamboo printer, an A1. an A1, and it's amazing, and I love it, and I've been printing like crazy, and I am so grateful. So thankful. Everybody in the community has been really nice, so thank you guys for being nice to me even when the models weren't working, and thank you for the boost. That was a really cool surprise, and yeah, hopefully this will be the last video of this dock, but thank you, and I hope this works well for you. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.